Hi, it's Susan Brown. I'm going to do a reading for December. It's December 1st, using my Dakini deck. And I'm going to do a 9-card reading. I'll try to go kind of quickly so it doesn't take too long, but I'll do it's the 8 phases of the moon. And so shuffling the cards. Okay, so this card represents all of us. If you're watching this reading is for you. And then the new moon and waxing crescent. Need a bigger table. The first quarter and waxing gibbous. Full moon. Waning gibbous. Third quarter. And the last one is the waning crescent, but no longer is of use. It's not that one. When I pick cards, I'm feeling, they like jump into my hand. I can't explain it, but it's like you just know. I'm going to do a video sort of explaining how that all works. Anyway, so the card that represents us, wisdom, summoning the sun. Okay, we're starting off the month good, and then with the new moon, power. These cards have been coming up a lot. The waxing crescent, the developing situation, is shaman. Form is interchangeable. And at the first quarter, the growing influence will be mastery. Fuel for flight. Now the waxing gibbous is where there's no turning back. Whoa, communication. Okay. And then the full moon, the fullest expression that this month can realize is decisions. Okay. The retreating influences, what's leaving? Primal, light and dark. And what longs to remain is gift. And what's no longer of any use is mandala. That's so interesting. So looking at this, so I would say right now, beginning of December, we're summoning the sun. I'm going to look in my book and read a little bit more about that. So as a collective, it's summoning the sun to save or slay. So knowing what story you are in and which character is being played out reveals the myth. So I would say that the beginning of the month for all of us is really a time to summon within ourselves, who are we? Where are we going? And, what's being played out? What's being played out through our words and actions and so forth. And so then the beginning at the new moon, it's power. Regal domain for protection. So around the new moon, when you sort of declare who you are, right? And you're summoning your inner sun to call on, who you are and the myth that's being played out. That could be considered our regal domain in power, right? Well, we want protection comes along with that, because that can be risky to, I'm reading what it says here about how are you gentle when you're powerful. So perhaps that's in the new beginning, to be gentle with ourselves as we emerge this month into standing more fully into who we are. And then as the situation develops, okay, it's shaman. We got shaman. Form is interchangeable and freedom. I mean, the shaman card you know, it's a trip. I mean, here she is, right? She's walking barefoot through a village, and the hot sand turns to cool water. And she has an animated shadow that follows her, even in the full light of day. And so as we, you know, we summon the sun, and the shadow, oh, look, so the shadow falls across me. So the shadow travels with us. So as we find our power and declare who we are in this story of now in December 2020, you know, form is interchangeable. So, you know, around the waxing crescent, the developing situation, we may need to tweak our values, our beliefs a little bit, right? Because what's hidden follows us and will reveal itself if we're lucky. So the growing influence is mastery, fuel for flight to higher places. And what are you taking to be permanent, which is impermanent? So fuel for flight will be, you know, there's a lot of change. You know, the shaman, form is interchangeable. And then in mastery, you know, we take off, we change, we go to higher places. And it says selecting what's necessary and refraining from what's not to lighten burdens. So it's light, fuel for flight, you know, just like, you know, with the bird, we're about to take off. So so that's the first quarter of the month. So when the waxing gibbous, comes along, where there's no turning back, and that's communication. So what we've put into motion, what we've communicated, you know, we'll be bearing the fruit. It's like kind of like instant karma. Like, so pay attention now as you're summoning the sun and determining your myth and seeing your place and taking off with it. Know that, you know, those words become 4 elements. Like, there's no turning back. It's for this month. It's like you're going to run with it. And so just remember, you know, to remain expectant and avoid any negative speech and stay true to what you feel is right, because that's that's your path for the month. And then on the full moon experience, the fullest expression, and there's a decision that'll be made where heart makes choices. Okay, so the heart makes choices. And how does your heart make up its mind? What's that fullest expression? I mean, what you were summoning and moving towards and communicating, you know, the decision is really made. And so how does your heart make up its mind? Because that will be the fullest expression when our heart is involved versus thinking. Thinking is good, obviously, that's not what I'm saying, but you know, when we make our decisions and communicate from the heart, that's our protection, right? And that goes back to right from the very beginning, you know, when we claim our power, our protection is speaking from our heart center, from a heart-centered reality. And then what the waning gibbous, the retreating influences are primal, light and dark. So ambivalence, duality, even, you know, that struggle between yes or no, you know, that will be leaving. We'll be more sure-footed. It says illumination often comes in a flash, so no more wondering. So that's the retreating influence. Like, no more on the fence or one or the other. There'll be a more integrated vision, which is a great thing. And then that's the waning gibbous. And then as the month progresses, the third quarter, what longs to remain is the gift. So the gift, of course, it'll be near the end of the month. And so that's cosmic nobility. So what longs to remain is, it says, what is the heart receiving as it equalizes and exchanges the self with others? So there's a lot that will be gained this month. And that gift will really long to remain. So using our vision to see beyond the mundane, to practice these awakened abilities will help it to remain. And then with the waning crescent, what's no longer of use, which is interesting, in this position is mandala for all beings, and it's happy home. So what that would say to me is, because it's really talking about perfected work has come to fruition, the mind has turned to the sacred, it's at peace, no more duality. So this month will build up to that, no longer needing that. So I would say that January will bring a new adventure. So the new year will probably be interesting. I'll do another month-long reading on January 1st. I hope this is helpful. The card that really sticks out for me as the developing situation for this month is Shaman. I mean, go for it. She's powerful. So are you. Thanks for watching.